And here I'm started painting out the specular map, just painting the lips very bright. You also want to add a little bit of brightness around the eyes and a little bit on the top of the nose. That's basically the places you want the reflections to happen, and a little bit on the chin. But that difference, that is all difference how the girl puts on makeup, because normally when you look at the photo, the model photos, they try to avoid speculars too much on the face, especially in the chins. So you really try to not have too much on the chin either if you want that model look going on. Here I'm actually started working on the hair, which is an enormously boring task. Just placing out splines, 2 and 2 splines to make those patches of hair. I'm using hair and fur in 3D Studio Max, and I'm rendering it with Mental Ray, using the MR Prime rendering. Again, tweaking more splines. This is a really time-consuming job, and really boring. So each patch here just adds a little bit more hair. But the big problem with hair, of course, this is time-consuming, just placing out all of those splines. But the really time-consuming thing is rendering the hair and getting it to look right. I'm trying out with a little bit more light, I think, in the back, to have that yellowish light from the concept paint pop up in the background there. Let's see. I'm doing some minor tweaks on I think the eyelashes wasn't strong enough. I couldn't see them at all, so I add a little bit of intensity on the eyelashes. Also a little bit just pure black around the eyes. Adding a little bit of green on the sweater. That is because I thought it was too red and too uniform looking in color, so I just wanted a little bit of difference there. Now I'm actually into Fusion, just merging in my test render passes, trying to get the feel for the image, what I really would like to go with this. And I'm not really sure at this point either. I'm just basically trying out just very random color correction, looking at the concept painting, trying to get some inspiration from that again. Here I'm testing out the very typical vampire-ish look, where you have night light from the side, perhaps a window, perhaps the moon. And I think I found out at this point the lighting was very boring, very dull, and I didn't like it at all. I didn't like where the image was going, so I'm started to redo the light on this scene, and I'm testing out a little bit different angle on the character also. I think the whole image looked to me very flat, so I'm testing out a little bit under angle to get that superior look, and I don't think I like that either. I want her to look more cute, and then you want to place the camera a little bit above the character's head to get that cuteness in. Now I actually got the idea to add some blood on the tongue, and I'm also modeling in 3D Studio Max now a little bit blood drop hanging from the tongue there, and added some paint on the texture of the tongue also, and test rendering out, and I think it looks good at this point. Of course, I'm going to change the light later on, so that I should have changed the shaders accordingly every time I change the light, but I really don't bother to spend time doing this, because I just want to get this done. Here I changed the light completely, just adding a basic 3-point lighting. I like this a little bit more, a little bit better, makes it pop out Now I realize I want to change the direction of all the lights altogether, because the light I wanted to show a bit more of the medallion, which was facing the other way, so I just changed the whole light setup instead of rotating that around. Doing some hair test renderings now, trying to get a feel for the specular. Back into Fusion, testing out how it looks like. Here I'm actually have all my passes rendered out, which I'm satisfied with, and I started doing the comp. And here I'm not satisfied with the look of the hair, so I'm adding a little bit of transform on it. I'm blurring it a little bit out, smudging it a bit parts, just warping it a bit places where I don't like it. Here I'm merging in all different passes, adding a little bit glow to the medallion. I actually rendered out the medallion as a separate pass to use as a glow mask. Trying my first color tweak, going into cgtextures.com to find some pictures of smoke to make the image a bit more interesting. Also, again, adding a little bit of mask there of light on both sides. And here I'm basically using the basic setup of warm light versus cold light, so you have a bit contrast in the character and the whole image. Adding a little bit smoke on the background and adding a little bit smoke on the foreground to make it appear more in depth. Trying to add more reddish color around the mouth, that's basically to use that as a focal point, so it gets more visible, that your eyes automatically use that as a focal point. That's why I'm really pushing the redness around her eyes, around her tongue. Adding a little bit specular pass here to get a little bit more highlights on her face. Adding some chromatic aberration to get that a little bit old horror look, feelish, which sort of fits for vampires. A vampire portrait, I think. Again, not satisfied with the hair, so I'm just warping it into place here, every place. A bit more smoke in the end here.